Got a new type of LED sequencer module. I want to explain all about it coming up. What's up, I'm Chris from FlyRyde.com. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn about what parts to use, how to install them, and why all this is so awesome, start now by subscribing and hitting that bell so that you don't miss anything. So a friend of mine reached out a while back. He's got a company called Corsomotion. He asked if I wanted to try some of his new samples. They're a ground switched sequencer. All that means is that you give them power and then you hook up a bunch of different little ground wires and it will alternate between those grounds as it turns on different LEDs, which is perfect because that's exactly how my Nissan GTR lightning bolts are set up. I think it's a super cool option if you're just looking for a little bit more straightforward. Connect the LEDs to the sequencer, hook it up to the car's turn signal, be done with it. Not a lot of really like fine tuning like with the Ghost. Keep in mind during this video, it is another GTR thing. Don't get upset, don't worry. It's just showing how I'm hooking up a thing that has a bunch of different ground connections. When you hook them up, they light up LEDs. It's simple, it's basic. It's gonna make it so that it's plug and play on the vehicle. I'm probably gonna say that about 30 times throughout the video, that it's plug and play, but just think about it like this. Every time somebody gets a Ghost sequencer, I hook everything up all cool, I make custom wire harness, I hook up all these cool little waterproof connectors, and then they have to have a shop install it, and those shops are afraid. But what if that set of headlights was just plug and play? Like, you take off the stock ones, you put the new ones on, they just work. That's what these are gonna do. A couple things I did do, I prepped a bunch of individual wires because unlike the Ghost module where I typically use some sort of like a ribbon cable like this, I'm just gonna individually run wires just like this from my GTR headlight bolt directly to the Corsomotion sequencer. And I'm gonna show you exactly how that looks as I do it. Because my GTR headlight bolt has a total of 28 channels, what I'm gonna wanna do is hook up not 28 wires, but 14 wires to it because the Corsomotion controller has a maximum of 14 channels. So we're gonna have wires go to every one of these individual channels, which are ground connections, and then at the very bottom we've got our voltage connection. If you look at these bolts, they have white and amber LEDs. The amber is the orange, the white is the yellow. Now the ambers all come to these little dots right here, and there's a total of 28 dots. Cool thing is, they happen to be spaced to where channel 1 is on top, then channel 2 on bottom, and it zigzags. Channel 3 on top, channel 4 on bottom. So if I just run a wire and I bridge those two together, that's gonna give me a perfect total of 14 wires that I can connect to this Corsomotion 14 channel controller. I got my 14 wires soldered on. I have one more wire. Number 15 is gonna be the power connection. After that, the only things I have to do, two more. Power and ground for the white LEDs. I've got all 14 of the wires on there plus the power wire. Now I'm gonna make those 15 connections on the Corsomotion board. We're gonna turn it on, test it. I'm gonna show you a couple different modes that this thing can do. I've got my white and black connections for the bright white LEDs, my yellow and black wires that are turning on the Corsomotion sequencer. And now I'm gonna mess with a couple last little settings and show you the difference. They're very hard to see, but little tiny switches. You have to use a pick to flip them. And I'm gonna show you what happens when I test it with those switches in different positions. So there's our super bright white LED. This is our amber sequential turn signal. Now I'm gonna go ahead and flip that switch to a different position and see what it does. So you've got actually, I don't know if you can see that, you've got a trailing effect. Right, when I switch it back this way, it stays solid. So I'm holding it down, it stays solid, flip it this way, hold it down, it disappears. It's actually very important because as you adjust these speed settings, it's gonna affect if that looks good or bad on your particular car. All right, let's try this next one. We've got, so look at that, you hold it down, disappears. Very cool feature. There is a dial right here. Barely you could see it. As I turn this screwdriver, it's gonna speed up or slow down the signal. So, look at that, super slow, right? If I keep turning it the same direction, it's gonna actually eventually go to the fastest setting. And pew pew. Not much time at all. I did make a couple changes. I like that I did the black ground wire, yellow for turn signal, white for running light. On this side, this was the very first one that I got to test to play with, but I'm really happy with how these things came out because they're gonna be plug and play on the car. I hope this video brought you some value. I hope you learned something new. So if you liked it, smash that like button for me. It's really gonna help out this video. Would you rather have something that's plug and play that you can just tap right into the factory turn signals on the car? Or do you think that it would make more sense on your own project to have something a little bit more robust that has the remote control and the show modes and all that stuff? That's just me. I always do the GTR parts. Obviously, I have stuff like that. There's so many other things that you could use this for, like completely custom one-off parts. So I'm curious, if you're gonna use a sequencer, would you prefer a Ghost module or this Corsomotion module? If you're gonna use these things, what kind of projects are you gonna use them on? What do you think about it? Do you like the size? Do you like the adjustability? Hopefully you go out, use these things, you share those Instagram videos with me. I can repost them, tag you in it. I don't know. We'll just tell the internet all about how cool the thing is that you built. That's what I wanna see happen. All right, well, that's it. I guess I should go get my kid out of my office. Let's spy on him really quick. What a little boss. What a little gangster. Well, I hope if you didn't know that you jump over on twitch.tv. While I was streaming today, I did a bunch of this work. I had a pretty cool interview. There's some stuff happening, so hop on Twitch. Hope to see you there.